Hey guys, I just thought I'd come on while I did this squaring up real quick. I'm waiting on my computer to catch up to us and do a little bit of squaring up and some chatting and all that good stuff. So, you guys up to chit-chatting today? Since I couldn't do a live yesterday, I thought I'd go ahead and pop in today. And what I'm doing is I'm putting everything together. If I can figure it out, I've got to be smarter than the blocks. So that looks the way it's supposed to. And then I'm just putting things on my design board, and I'm going to finish squaring all these up so they are ready to go. Hi, Kim. Hi, Teresa Louise. How are you today? Amy. Hello, hello. I'm not going to make y'all look at my ugly mug for long. I think I figured out how to switch camera views. Couldn't figure out how to get two cameras on here, but I think I figured out how to switch the camera view anyway. So, what is everybody working on today? I know it's early for you, Teresa. You're probably just having coffee and breakfast this morning. If you eat breakfast, some people don't, I guess. I'm stealing an idea from Donna and from Colleen. They're both putting all their little blocks on a design board, and I thought, well, that's about the smartest thing. Oh, awesome, Amy. Are you making the same pattern or a different one? Let me switch y'all over to this other camera because you don't necessarily want to look the whole time. Yes, I know you're live streaming. Thank you so much. Let's see how that works. Can you guys see what I'm doing down there? Coffee. Yes, Teresa Louise. Coffee is the most important meal of the day. Sorry. And let's see. I went back to the doctor yesterday, which is why there wasn't a live. And he went to work on my finger, just looked at it, said everything looks really good. And he put a Band-Aid back on it. I hate Band-Aids, but it looks better that way than it does without a Band-Aid. You're thinking about doing boo crew? Louvers from Quilts on the Double. I may have done that one at some point. I've done a lot of 3-yard quilts, but it doesn't ring bells off the top of my head. And then I have this ruler. Here we go. I'm just trying to get all these squared up. So next week when I do this, we'll all be ready to go. You need to go somewhere else. My what is that thing called? Lint roller. All I could think of was louver roller. Oh, I can't wait till you finish that purse, Kim. That is going to be very cool. And I think this is boring. I was looking for something to listen to while I did this, and I said, let me just pop on live and chit chat with people. I saw a picture of Kim's fabric a while back. I'm waiting to see what it comes out like. Or are you making a different one than the one I saw the picture for, Kim? I think it had vintage sewing patterns on it. Back Quarter Shop and Pat Sloan. I'm not into Halloween quilts. but I've seen that one and it looks like it might be fun. I probably won't make it. I'm not going to make a Halloween quilt, but I think it's cool looking. I think Becca's going to do it too, right? Right, Teresa? She ordered it while I was on a live with her a while back. And I have a new appreciation for my little square up rulers here. Oh, did anybody miss the news? Granddaughter number 20, well, grandchild number 20 was born yesterday. Fallon Iris. She is beautiful. My stepdaughter and her husband are thrilled. And I had to wait till she was born to learn her name because they didn't really decide until last minute. I think it's a good thing they had a few extra days to think about it. It's pretty. They spelled it Falyn. Different than Fallon over at So Be It Quilts, but they're saying it the same way. And you guys can see what I'm doing okay, I hope. Yeah, I'm not usually big on quilt kits. I love me some Lori Holt fabric, and I ordered the Farm Girl Vintage quilt kit back when, a couple of years ago, I guess it's been now. And there was so much leftover fabric. And then I ordered a layer cake of the cookbook, and I think I got a fat quarter bundle for the one that was just before cookbook. And I still have excess fabric even after cutting all of my background squares. And I watched Becky at Power Tools with Thread do her backgrounds. I guess she put the video out a couple days ago. I watched it last night and I was like, oh honey, you are way better than me. I won't be doing mine the same way. I care to match Lori's background blocks, but I'm impressed with how Becky did it. Yeah, Becca's doing it. She just bought it during a live a few days ago. That might be a collaboration quilt along for you guys to think about. I think quite a few of her viewers had asked if she would. And so she went in and ordered it on camera. I was like, you go, girl. So that one will be all the rage come fall. I have to do this today because I got to keep up with Donna and Colleen. They both sent me pictures of what they've got done, and I'm like, holy moly, check you guys out. I feel like a slacker. And I really did think I was going to have the advantage because I used my magic HSTs. You'll use your stash? Cool. Do you have Halloween fabrics in your stash? I'm not big on holiday quilts. I don't know why. It's like everybody's doing 4th of July and patriotic stuff, and I'm like, eh. Not my thing. I'm happy for people who are. I think because my mom was so into decorating everything for every holiday. I mean, Flag Day. And it was always such a pain to keep up with all the decorations, and everything had to match. I had to change out all the knickknacks and the curtains and the placemats and the tree, and yeah. Woodland Wonderland. Is that the one that had all the people sliding and roll and ice skating? Is that the one I'm thinking about? Oh, and have you guys seen that Colleen has changed her name? Is she here? Um, she changed her name to Sew Mod or Sewing Mod yesterday, which I think is pretty cool. And she's thinking about starting to make videos. But we got her over 100 subscribers last night during Courtney's live. So she's made her first 100. Woohoo for her. Seems like that's the biggest hurdle, is that first 100. And then when I made my half square triangles for this quilt, I did the Magic 8 version, and they came out to 4.5, and I need them at 4. So I'm just going around and doing them. Oh, okay. I don't think I've seen that one then, Amy. I'll have to look it up. You guys can probably see I've got my phone laying right here so that I can see what you're saying. Works out pretty well. It's like right in the corner of my eye, so I can see everything. I think this space works a little better. Hey, Donna. I think this space works a little better to show you guys what I'm doing. Get you up close to it. Donna, Donna, Donna. I'm still squaring. I still don't know how Donna did it as fast as she did yesterday. Donna. The other thing we did on Courtney's live last night is Courtney was quilting Donna's tribute quilt that Donna made for her mother. It is gorgeous. If you guys missed that, you should go check it out. It's not finished yet. I think Courtney made a really good start on it last night. And it was kind of cool because Donna told us that she was doing a Zoom with her family and they were all getting to watch, because I guess it's special to all of them. They were arguing over who gets the quilt, I think. Am I telling that accurately, Donna? I don't want to be telling tales out of school or lying. That's not my intention. I just thought it was really cool that Donna's whole family was getting to watch it. Yeah, it does. I still haven't gone in there, and hubby's on a conference call, like an hour long or more conference call today. So I'm hoping to go in there after his conference call and see if I can find my turny table. Not really minding doing it this way. Gives it a good, it puts it in a place where people can see what I'm doing. And this little ruler is great because that 45-degree angle lets me line everything up really quick. And I just spin the block around to finish it. Let's see, 4 and 4. Get that little piece off the. So you guys, Donna put a post on her community tab to help her out. Aw. And I think that's great that your sister's gonna get to use it. And then if and when she's no longer interested in using it, then it can be passed along to somebody else. That'll be a nice tradition. Probably have to make her daughter one for herself, though. The cool thing for me, my mom had a couple of quilts and like coverlet blankets that were on her bed during the last couple of years of her life. And I took the blankets from her bed after she passed, and I just put them in one of those bedding bags. You know what I'm talking about? Like if you buy a blanket at the store, it's a big zip up bag. I put it in one of those bedding bags because I was not sure what I was going to end up doing with mom's blanket, because it was too small really to do other things with. It was too small for any of the beds I have. It was really a coverlet and not a quilt. And I opened that bedding bag up, I don't know, 10 years after she passed, because I was finally ready to do something with it. I used it to recover a wing chair, is what I actually did. But that blanket still smelled like my mom. So it's been turned into a chair cover, but I never washed it. And every once in a while, when you sit in that chair, my mom wore an Estee Lauder perfume called Cinnabar. And every once in a while, you still get a whiff of Cinnabar from that chair. And she's been gone almost 18 years now. So maybe it's my imagination that the perfume smell is still there, but I swear, it seems like it is. My husband's even smelled it a few times. And since I don't often wear perfume, it's not mine. Of course, my mother was so wrapped up in the scent that after she passed, I was in the mall and there was a lady walking through J.C. Penney's who was wearing that perfume, and it smelled on her like it smelled on my mom. And I followed her halfway through the mall just to smell it, because it smelled just, it was just so familiar, you know? There's a Trisha Yearwood song, the song Remembers When. With my mom, it's the perfume Remembers When. Um, no, this one is what I'm doing wrong. Thank you, Donna, I appreciate that. I had to go back and look at what I had assigned as 1, 2, or 3. Oh, that is awesome, Donna. That is awesome. I love that idea. Have you already made a quilt label for it? Or are you going to wait until that time? I don't remember which, well, it'll work out. I'm just going around and around putting them down here. But I figure I'll get them when I start sewing blocks together. If I've got them uneven, it'll work itself out. I had even forgotten I had this little ruler. I actually have one where you can square them up while they're still folded. I probably should have used that. It probably would have been faster. But it all works, right? I think hubby's off his conference call now. Yay. They get long and boring for him and for me because sometimes I can hear them. And I try not to, that's another reason for moving back into my sewing studio, is because before, if he was on a conference call and I was trying to do a live, you could hear the entire conversation. And Donna, you heading out already? You have a good day? Give the babies hugs and we're trying to figure out when we can work out to go to Miami to see the Dada and the Bebes, because this is her second. So we'd like to go see both of them, not just one. Hi, Nancy. How are you? Well, sounds like everybody's having fun this week, huh? New babies and friends visiting and fabric shopping. Oh, yeah. I'm having fun fabric shopping right here in my little room. I have stuff in here I'd forgotten I had. That's what happens when you don't come in here for way too long. I'm missing my Juki for piecing, though. That's the only thing I got to say about that. The brother's actually up just a hair too high for me. You're eating popcorn. Uh-oh, Nancy. Is there something I should know that's the reason you're eating popcorn? We expecting something funky to happen? I only eat popcorn whenever I'm getting ready to read the comments on something that looks like it has turned into a controversial post. My friend's mother-in-law this morning apparently fell in the yard while she was outside. And why she was outside was just about dumb. She was picking up dog poop from other people's dogs in her yard. So she was probably mad when she did it. And she called my friend and her husband, but they weren't near the phone whenever she called. They were outside in their yard doing yard work. Well, she left him a message. I slipped in the yard. I need help, but I guess I'll just call 911. So the police came out and helped the mother-in-law get up off the ground. And that's the only thing they ever heard from her, was that she fell. Yeah, Patty, I'm squaring my triangles. Did you get yours from the Las Vegas boys too? But anyway, so then, they called and mom was like, oh, I'm fine, just leave me alone. You know how crotchety us old ladies get. And then they get a text message from the visiting nurse who comes in every day to see the mom. And she's like, well, she's in the shower now. Her bloody nose is okay. And where she hit her head, we kind of recommend that she goes and has a CAT scan, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, what? She hit her head. She's got a bloody nose. She didn't tell us that. So now everybody's scrambling, trying to figure out if grandma's just being silly or if grandma really forgot to tell them that she hurt herself this morning. It's a big difference between I fell in the yard and, oh yeah, I hit my head and bloodied my nose. So if you guys ever get the privilege to be in your 80s and you're calling your kids, maybe give all the information to them instead of part of it. Because now they're all freaking out going, ah. I told her, I said, well, if she didn't tell you, that kind of is on her as far as I'm concerned, right? Yeah, Patty, I'm almost done squaring these babies up. I got to catch up with Donna and Colleen. They're both ahead of me, making me feel like a slacker. All my little scrappies over there. Oh, wow. I don't buy from the boys anymore either. I used to buy a lot from there. I'm hoping eventually they figure out whether it was their system that messed up or if it was Shopify. Because I got charged for, I was in the subscription box program. And on April 1st, I got charged for 3 boxes. And boy, was I mad. Not only was I mad, my husband was even madder. So I'm not buying from them until that issue gets solved. Matter of fact, I had Shopify and them remove all my information because I was like, yeeks. Thank goodness it was on a card that we used for the farm that had, you know, some wiggle room. Because had it been on our debit card, we'd have been in trouble. We try to keep a little cushion on the farm card because, you know, your animals don't usually tell you if they're going to decide they need to be vetted today. Some of you are farmers and understand what I'm talking about. The vets need to do like an upfront payment plan, in my opinion. They should put it so that you just pay them $100 a month or whatever. And then whenever you need them, you call them. And you've just got the money on account for them. They probably don't want to be bothered doing all that bookkeeping either, but you know. That was almost a boo-boo, folks. You almost got to see me cut myself. Not too bad. I've only got about 10 to go. Grandma doesn't want to be a bother. I don't know. I think I'm starting to think that her mother-in-law has dementia because she'll call him sometimes and say things like, well, why didn't you do XYZ for me? And they're like, we didn't know you needed it. XYZ for you. Well, I told you about it. It turns out she was talking to her daughter who lives, you know, 3 hours away and doesn't have time to get down there. Wonder what Donna made for lunch. That sounded good. Yes, I'm being careful, Kim. We're trying to be. We don't need blood on camera, folks. It's bad enough. I sent a picture of my finger this morning to some friends in a text message. I think it looks great because it looked really bad last week. Fingers heal fast, guys. But I sent them all this picture and then I get a message back and they're like, Oh, we didn't need to see that. Hey, Kelly, how are you today? I'm just playing catch up from the 3-yard quilt. Colleen and Donna have both got everything squared up and ready to go for next week. And I kind of figured I'd sit down and follow suit, get everything put together so I could do it. I didn't realize that my rotary cutter was flashing lights at you guys. I'm sorry. But I do think the idea to put them on a design board in the pattern that the hexes are supposed, or the half square triangles are supposed to go, was brilliant. Donna came up with that one from somewhere. I was looking at it going, yeah, I could do that. Let's see. Trying to be careful and make sure everything lines up. I don't really think you're going to be able to see it if I make a little boo-boo on the lining up, but I'll be able to see it. Hello, Irish Sail Lady. Leftover salad and leftover pulled pork. That sounds yummy too, Kim. Of course, Kim is always the one who makes everybody hungry. Oh, what about that? I didn't mean to burp in your ear. What do you guys think about my outfit today? I got up and I was hurting so bad in my shoulders that I took a really hot shower. When I got out of the shower, I was like, I do not even want to have to do anything that requires effort. So I put on a t-shirt and a little jumper dress. And I thought, yeah, that'll be fine. I got to do some laundry today. Garbage went to the road, yay. And that's the extent of the plans around here. Neither one of us really want to do it. It's just too hot to be outside. Thank you, Donna. Speaking of subs, everybody who just came in, has anybody seen Colleen since she changed her name yesterday? She is now the Sewing Bod. I really like that name. I think Donna's husband came up with it. And Miss Sewing Mod is now over 100 subscribers. She was at 103 or 104 the last time I looked. And she's been specializing in short videos, but hopefully we'll be able to get her to do some longer ones. But we're trying to get her sub count up. Her and Quilting in the Country, which is Lori Miller, one of the Lori Millers. Sylvia at You and Me FPP. Yeah, I thought that was a great name too. As soon as Joe said it, all of us went, yes, that sounds perfect. But let's see. Sylvia, Quilting in the Country. Beth at Goody Good, she's at 110 now. Yay. Go Colleen. Let's see. Who else are you shouting out right now, Donna? Pieces, Love, and Quilting, which is Courtney. Beth at Goody Goods, You and Me FPP, and Colleen, I think, is the last one, right? Look, look, look. It's the last square. Let's make sure we do it right. And is anybody else doing the 3-yard sew along with us? I know Amy is, but she's picked a different pattern. Louvers, she said. And I think Beverly was going to do it. Oh, Beth is just so awesome. Well, all those ladies are. And what I see a pattern like nobody's business. I'm just like, wow, Sylvia. Lori from Quilting in the Country was saying yesterday that she wanted to change Beth's Goody Goods into a Basset Hound. And it was like, oh, you don't have to. Kelly's really great. And everybody get to where they want to be. Thank you, Kim. And Kim is the queen troll hunter of the world. See if I can do this from here. Yeah, my bot should automatically be on. The undisputed queen of troll hunters. Kim has that down to a science, guys. I think she's faster than the Nightbot is. So this is what we did. Just a few little squares. That's all 72 squared up. My leftovers are right here. Got a decent handful, but I still think that was easier than doing 36 separate HSTs and then having to square those up. Kelly, I am discovering the issues. My Zoom has problems with the USB camera I use. It keeps dropping and spinning on us. She could call it troll boss, Amy. I don't think Kim wants to be on camera. We've kind of talked about that here and there, and I don't think she's really excited by that idea. Although I'd love it if she decided she was going to do it. Should have changed. I think I changed her name yesterday. I do like it, Kim. You are the troll hunter extraordinaire. There's Colleen's link. Donna, did you put yours in yet? Teresa, you're in there. I think Kelly is too. Kelly, that's tech issues are always when you're trying to figure them out. See, there's Donna, and Donna is interviewing Tracy at the Sewing Channel on Monday, if I'm got my dates right. Donna's husband put up a bunch of the teaser links for upcoming lives yesterday. And I think Tracy was the next one I saw. And then I'll be on there on the 18th. Or is this week going to be, I take that back. I think this coming Monday is Sean from The Guy Who Sews and his wife, Amanda. And then the Monday after that is Tracy. And then on the 18th is me. I have to get them straight, Donna. I'm trying. I have a hard enough time keeping my own calendar straight, much less anybody else's. But I had seen those and thought I remembered it. But now that I've got all my HSTs squared up for the 3-yard quilt next week, I'm going to put this away and I'm going to go work on the next thing on my list, which is I've got a couple of blocks I've got to finish appliquing for the chicken salad quilt. Saturday at 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. That's nice, Kim. I definitely might take you up on that. Denise, working on those travelers box is fun. I'm going to order that box. I mentioned it to Donna already, but I think I'm going to order it. And I had a hard time finding videos for a lot of those blocks that are in that box. So I think I'm going to work my way through them. All done because some of them were apparently pretty intimidating. And I have talked to Donna. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing anything backwards or behind her back. But there was a lot of people who seemed to have issues with those blocks. And a lot of those blocks are really cool looking. I think they'd be cute in a quilt, even if you made them a sampler quilt. So I'm thinking about going through and making a video for each one. Traveling quilt again, because Donna and Stephanie and Kathy at Kathy's Cute Creations are wanting to make this an annual event. Maybe those videos will come in handy or be helpful to someone who's making the blocks for the next round. So I thought that might be something nice. Is she doing Ginger Bear and Angela Walters in the same interview? I thought Beth was just interviewing Angela by herself, or is she going to get double dipped? I think that's great. Okay, yeah, I knew I was the 18th. Hey, Donna. She's going to be proud of me. That hurt. Let me lay my book down there. The individual card. Sorry about that. Am I still frozen, guys? I'm sorry, Teresa. I switched that. Did it freeze up while I was trimming? Here we go. I'm gonna bring you up. Yeah, let's see if that works any better. Am I frozen again after I switched cameras? But Denise, if you're getting rid of the boxes of those quilt blocks, if you but or my I'm interested. I actually was getting ready on today. So let me know. Let me know. I'm back and forth even with the new camera. I hope not. That's why I switched over. Donna, I don't have a problem paying for them. Ah, that stinks. I think it may be because he got back on another call. I hope not. Okay. Let me switch back and forth between cameras and see which one works for us. But whichever way, Donna, so that I'd have them. And then I don't feel like if I mess one up or something that I've hurt anybody else's pocketbook. Anyway, I found myself a calendar because I had bought one and couldn't find it. And I'm writing in on here. Donna, I was just thinking I'd go ahead and buy them because that way I'd have the box here in my sewing room and have any other instructions that might be in the box. But yeah, we'll argue about that offline. I think my hubby is using the internet heavily. I can hear that he just got back on another conference call. So I guess that I'm going to go ahead and say bye. And I appreciate you guys jumping on here with me. I'd appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up, maybe share, like, comment on the video after. And Denise, give me, an email or a PM. That camera is the USB camera. I switched back from the other one, but we will see what's going on. I don't think Zoom likes it. So I've got a couple of options with Zoom. So I'm going to try and see which one. But yeah, I think the biggest thing is that my husband's using the internet and we live out in the middle of nowhere, which means that we get spotty internet no matter what we do. Minutes to say bye to each other. And I'm going to say bye and go work on the next project that's on my list, which is putting a garbage bag back into my garbage can in here. I realized after I started, which is why all my stuff is still piled up on the counter. Yeah, thank you for the live. I appreciate you guys' company. You have a great day, and I will talk to you all soon. I love you all, and I appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye, guys.